Welcome to my channel, Know and Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And like the video if you resonate with the message today. And subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed in order to get alerts for every time I do a post. And stick around to the end of the video to see. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the kind of work that I do and how it might actually help you if you're watching this. I believe that if you're actually been drawn to this video, there's a reason behind that. So listen to your soul and stick till the end and see how my work can actually help you to align to who you are at soul level. So today I want to talk about comparison. And I know this is an overplayed topic out here because I think everywhere and all the great teachers and all the amazing coaches all over the world are always talking about the importance of not comparing yourself to another person or not comparing your struggles or your pain because you don't know what this other person is going through. And I do understand that, but today I don't want to talk about that particular angle. Today I want to talk about how comparison affects your soul blueprint. And if you've been following my work, you know this is something I'm really passionate about people aligning to who they are at soul level, people actually remembering who they are supposed to be and not making choices just to kind of like please other people or in order to fit into whatever society deems as normal for them, right? So just a little bit of a backstory. It's that souls are designed with certain gifts that are assigned to us by God or source or universe, whatever you resonate with. And basically, this gift is how they're supposed to help us to live our current human experience. They're supposed to make things easier. They're basically how the things that we're supposed to use to navigate our current human experience, right? So you find that you might find, yes, that one or two or three souls have the same set of gifts, but the uniqueness or the individuation happens in how we choose to use these particular gifts to navigate our own lives. Because, of course, our beliefs, our thought processes, our emotions, our experiences are not the same compared to this other person. So how we interact the world will probably not be the same. And that's where the separation kind of comes in. So it's perfectly designed that, yes, we are similar on a soul level, but on a physical plane, we're different because we tend to act and think differently from each other, which is perfect, right? It makes the world interesting. At least that's what I believe. But the problem herein lies now with the blueprint and how it affects the blueprint. It's when you're surrounded, like probably in your circle. Your circle could be your family, could be your friends, could be your co-workers, right? You'll find that each circle has souls with a different set of unique abilities, right? But you find that one soul's way of working, of how they basically interact with the world will not look the same as this other one. But the problem comes about when this person A decides that it is either their way or the highway, right? Like you have to conform to how they exist and how they live in the world and the kind of activities they do in order for you to fit in into their whatever they deem to be normal for themselves. And so you'll find a lot of people, especially the people who are not strong, will probably end up conforming to other people's ideals because they don't want to be ostracized. And I do get that. That is a basic human need. And that's basically how we live most of our lives. In that you'll find that back in the Stone Ages, where ostracization would have meant that you will actually be like excommunicated from the tribe, right? And being out in the wilderness with all those wild animals roaming around, of course, signified death for you. So a lot of people learn to kind of play within the circle so that they couldn't be kicked off the tribe. But in this day and age, we're not facing the same problems anymore. Like you cannot compare the current age to the kind of things that we were experiencing in the past. It's not the same. Human beings have evolved. We've been given a million and one chances, right? So right now you find that you don't really have to conform to what your family values or beliefs are. You can actually choose to walk away and create the kind of experience you want, and you will find your own family or tribe elsewhere. It doesn't have to be necessarily a blood family. But the problem now with the blueprint, and this is basically the reason why there's so many blocks and restrictions for so many blueprints out here, it's because first of all, in our past lives, we lived lives always conforming to what society required of us, or what our parents required of us, So a lot of us made those choices based on that. But currently find ourselves that because these experiences are still part of our blueprint, meaning that if they're part of our blueprint, we're still attracting the same kind of situations over and over again. What happens in this current lifetime is that we'll be experiencing the same situations over again. It could be you're experiencing same kind of lover, but in different bodies. Lover, I mean like, a spouse or a partner, whatever, like a love relationship, but in different kind of bodies, but it's the same kind of situations over and over again. And you just can't seem to understand why this is happening to us. But that's basically because it's number one, it's part of our karmic blueprint. And of course, we tend to attract things which are a vibrational match to us. So that's why you're attracting certain situations. But the best way to kind of negate from this kind of path and the kind of path that you live in our past life is to actually start aligning to who we are at soul level. And some of it is not gonna, it's gonna be very difficult for a lot of us, especially if we're used to conforming to other people's ideals of us and accepting them to be true when they're not necessarily true. I always tell my clients whenever I talk to them, it's that you always have a choice in any given situation, unless it's a life or death situation, which is different. Because of course, if you're being forced to face death or else our choices then might not be as normal as compared to this other situation. But if it's not a life or death situation, we always have a choice to do better or pick other paths or choose other people, right? We don't always have to seek and conform to the circle just to kind of like fit in. A lot of us ignore that. We pretend we don't have choices because we feel like, oh my God, if I choose this path, I'm going to lose all my friends or my family is not going to talk to me. And so we just find ourselves still being a victim of our past life experiences. But if you're here today and you've watched this video until now, I'm here to tell you that that doesn't have to be the case. Only you have a power or have the power to actually choose a different path for yourself and choose a different set of circumstances for yourself. It's not anyone around you who can change your life. It is you, and the responsibility solely lies with you. So number one, if you're here, realize that all souls are born differently, and how I think, how I act, how I perceive the world is not going to be the same as this other person. And both paths, we might have different ways of looking at things or different ways of how we interact with the world, but it doesn't mean that this path or this path is better than the other one. No, it just means we have different ways of looking at things. But the beauty in that is we're probably just headed in the same direction. It's only that one path might be longer, one path might be shorter. We don't know, right? We're all heading towards the same target, the same destination. So if you can actually come to peace within ourselves and just realize that it's okay if my ideals don't conform to my partners or my spouse or whatever. It doesn't conform to that. It doesn't mean that I'm weird or I'm different or Lord knows what kind of names we use for ourselves. It doesn't mean that. It just means how my soul is designed to see the world and to interpret the world is just different from yours. But your way is perfectly okay and my way is perfectly okay. Can we find a way to coexist so that we're each obeying who we are at soul level? We're not conforming just because society or whoever told us that this is the right way of doing. We stick to who we are at soul level and just create the kind of life that we want for ourselves based on our own choices and our own, you know, we choose the kind of experiences that we want to have for ourselves without being guided by people outside of us. And this is why I'm here to talk about this today. Just that to remind you that you have the power to choose something different for yourself. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to talk about how soul realignment reading, which is what I offer my clients, can actually help you to find your own path back to yourself and to kind of like empower you and put you in a place of power in your life so that your life going forward is not dependent on other people's opinions or ideals. It's dependent on what kind of choices you make going forward. I'm all about empowering people to be their best self. I completely believe that each soul is powerful enough to create the kind of human experiences that they want for themselves. We have the power to to move mountains. This is a phrase that normally is like, we have the power to move mountains if we so choose. It's only that most of us believe that we don't have the power, but we do have the power, right? So back to the kind of work that I do, which is soul realignment. It's first of all to help you remember who you were designed to be by God, by source, what gifts God gave to you, right? And we'll go into detail a lot of kind of characteristics that you have, the kind of also the kind of choices that kind of take you away from those gifts. We're going to highlight that for the soul realignment reading. The other thing we're going to do is that we're going to go into details as to what your soul story is, like what kind of choices you made in your past lives that helped you or kind of have shaped your life as you know it right now. And we get to clear all these choices. We get to clear all these experiences at an energetic level. But the best thing about this work and why I love it so much is that, number one, as much as energetic healings are powerful, and I believe if you're here, you might be aware of, how powerful energy healing is. But the problem with some of the energetic healings is that we experience the healing on an energetic level, but we go back to our lives, living our lives as we probably lived our lives before, making the same kind of mistakes, entertaining the same kind of people, which of course means we'll just be creating the same results over and over again. And chances are we're going to end up back where we started. But now with this kind of reading, like I said before, it's putting you in a place of power and actually empowering you to know what kind of choices going forward are actually taking you from your soul blueprint. So together with the energetic sharing to kind of like remove all these negative karmic experiences in your soul blueprint, we also determine what choices you need to make going forward. Right. So now you're empowered. Now you know that when you're busy entertaining certain kind of people in your life, that you're actually working against your soul blueprint. Like it puts you in that kind of a position. I like saying that it gives you a fighting chance to navigate this life. So if you resonate with this, check out in the description box below. Of course, I look forward to hearing from you. If you have questions, you can direct message me. I'm always happy to answer any questions handed over. And I hope this message resonates. Like the video again if you resonate with it. And I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings wherever you are. And thank you so much for tuning in. And wishing you a lovely day and night, Father, whichever time you watch this. And see you for now.